Hi guys, so as you guys know, I've been experimenting with robotic affirming over these past few months, and I had another video about it, I think maybe a month or two ago, actually 2 videos about it. But anyway, this video is going to be simply about how I feel robotic affirming is most effective, like how to use it most effectively according to neuroscience. Okay, so like this is going to be literally my interpretation, basically in regards to neuroscience and the way the brain works most effectively using the robotic affirming. So I'm gonna use the whiteboard today and so let's get started. Okay, so here I just drew us a little chart, and it's just the brain waves. So if you can see that, it's just literally a list of the brain waves, and you can see that we have delta, which is like deep sleep, theta, which is like light sleep, alpha, which is really relaxed, beta, which is our normal awake state, and then gamma is just a state where you are just heightened problem solving, like channels are in that state. Okay, so we're really just focused on these 2 states here. So theta and alpha are the states that you use sats in, or the states that sats are used in, right? So right before bed and right when you wake up in the morning, you are in these 2 states. Okay, and it fluctuates between the 2, so it's either theta or alpha or a little bit of both, right? So what I have found with using robotic affirmations is when I do only one affirmation, let's say you're creating a relationship with the SP, you can just say, I'm in the best relationship with so and so, or I make so much money now, or just one statement. When I repeat just one statement over and over and over again, I have found that I'm naturally in theta or alpha, right? So these 2 states are the meditation states. They're not only are they the states in which we do sats, for example, Neville Goddard's technique right before bed, right? And he even called it the lullaby technique, and I've talked about this in other videos as well. But not only do we do sats in these 2 states, we also do meditation in these 2 states, and that's why it's so powerful. So when I have noticed, because I'm very aware, because I studied neuroscience, I'm very aware when I'm in each of these states, right? So what I have noticed is that I am in theta and alpha a lot of the time when I'm repeating one affirmation. Now, I would say this does not work as well if you're going to repeat more than one, because what happens is your brain has to think more. Like, it almost turns on your beta, like it turns on your thinking brain, because beta is like the daytime, just our sort of conscious thinking mind. So what happens when you're saying lots of affirmations and you're trying to remember them, you literally switch back into beta, which takes you out of this really powerful state, right? Either, it's one of the 2, either alpha or theta. It doesn't really matter, because they're both very meditative, right? One is super light sleep, and one is very relaxed. Okay, so this is what's really interesting about saying one affirmation over and over and over, just like the lullaby technique, which I've talked about in previous videos, and also just like robotic affirming, right? And I wanted to say too, for those of you who think robotic affirming isn't a Neville thing, I mean, lullaby technique is exactly robotic affirming in my eyes. I think it's the same exact thing. So this should help you see why it's so effective. The other thing I wanted to say too is, so let me finish what I was saying. So I don't feel that I get into these 2 states, the alpha or the theta, when I'm repeating lots of sentences, right? Because of the fact that my thinking mind, or our thinking mind, is now engaged, right? So it takes you out of the meditation state. So the other thing I was going to say is, oh my gosh, I lost it. So I was going to say, when you are so you can go into, actually you can have sats any time of day using the technique of repetitive the sort of like the mantra, right? Because it's only 1 or 2 sentences. You can do 2 sentences if you want, but because it's only 1 or 2 sentences, it becomes like a mantra. For example, some types of meditation, like the transcendental meditation, is 1 sentence. They give you 1 sentence so you can get into the transcendental type of meditation. My friend grew up with that type of meditation, which is so amazing. Like, they literally give you a mantra, and it's almost exactly what it's like, repeating 1 sentence over and over and over. It becomes like a mantra, and then you get into this state of full relaxation. You can put yourself, what I was going to say is that puts you in to theta alpha state, either one, during the day. So you don't really need to even wait until sats at night, right? You can do it any time of day. And when you are repetitively repeating the 1 or 2 sentences, you will naturally be in this very meditative state, which is the state of sats, right? Which is what makes sats so effective. State akin to sleep. It's that state right before bed. We're in theta or alpha, right before bed. And that's why when you go to sleep and when you wake up, you want to utilize these 2 states, this combination of states, because it's when you're in these states, when you go to bed and when you wake up. So that's why it's so important not to be on your phone right when you get up, because whatever you're going to look at, let's say it's some tragedy or something, or just scrolling and just it's random what you're going to see, that all sinks into your brain deeply. Okay, that's why we say that, not to go on your phone first thing, because it's such an impressive state, right? It's imprintive, like it takes impressions easily because it's this meditation type state. Okay, so this is the way I've been using robotic affirmations, and I wanted to make a video about it because I thought it was really cool and just a new way to use it, and why it's so effective to just repeat 1 sentence like a mantra instead of 7 or 8 sentences. Like, I used to do 7 or 8 sentences. I was doing too many, because my mind was going, what was happening was my mind was switching from theta alpha to beta all the time, or back to, it was going back and forth, and so it wasn't staying in this imprintive meditative state. So I think there's really a lot of power in staying in that state while you're doing it. So and you'll notice yourself switching out of it, right? Even if you're like doing, let's say you're repeating sentences and you forget, or you go back, or you start thinking about your life, like if you're doing laundry, like, oh, what detergent should I use? And then you go back to your affirming, then you notice you pop out of it a little bit. So it's ideally, after lots of practice, you will stay in the state more often. And when you're thinking less, you're in that state more often. When you have less affirmations to say, you're going to be in the alpha theta brainwave state these 2 states a lot more often, right? So it's going to be more effective. It's going to be way more effective in my eyes, and I've seen the results of practicing it this way as well. So anyway, I just want to make this quick video. I hope this is really helpful. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Let me know if you want a video on hi girl. I'm going to do mistakes, or something about early mistakes I made in my early days of doing manifesting, because actually I'm very new to the repetitive affirmations. Like, this is me just experimenting and trying this out, because we didn't used to manifest this way, right? We used to, or I used to visualize a lot. That was my go-to, right? So this is a really new thing that I'm trying out, and these are my results so far, and it's been pretty amazing and cool. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Let me know if you love this, and if you've tried it, and if you are getting results with 1 sentence, or if you like to do more than 1 sentence, or what you've been trying. Okay, let me know, because I'm really interested, and I'm always, I'm doing little experiments on this all the time. So love you guys. Bye. If you love Neville transformation, my unique perspective, stick around. I'd love to have you. I love having you guys. Bye guys.